SAP once again fails to break through our resistance. We're seeing another pullback, but now it really counts. At the moment, we're trading with XRP, the inflows. We'll definitely take a closer look at those in just a moment. And with that, welcome to a new XRP update video. Yes, we didn't manage to form a higher high. We're still forming lower highs and yes, almost lower lows. At least we have a little hope that the XRP price will finally break out of its dreariness. So we're going to look at everything now. We'll check out the inflows, the funding rates, and the charts. So make sure to stay tuned until the end. But before we get started, as always, feel free to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and of course, join the free Telegram talk and Signal group. There you'll always get the latest info if there's any news or if I enter any trades, you'll be the first to know there. So definitely check it out. The link is in the video description. And if you want to buy, trade, or do anything else with XRP, you can do all of that on my partner exchange, BingX. At the moment, there are bonuses of up to 11,500 USDT. There are also some cool events happening, so feel free to check it out. The link is down in the video description. And of course, you'll also be supporting the channel by using it. All right, let's get started. It's 2.08. So yeah, how can I put this positively? There really isn't anything positive after our low. That was the only positive thing, because since we didn't form a lower low on the weekly, the price went up. But we didn't reach a higher high here. Instead, we were rejected at this blue line after a liquidity grab. And now we have to say, at least there are some small hopes, because we have this buy zone down here. If you remember, between $2.05 and $1.98, we hit it very, very well. So let's gray out this buy zone for now, because as I said, this zone was tapped. And from there, we saw an initial upward impulse. That was already a good sign. The problem is, once again, we didn't manage to form a higher high here. That means, technically speaking, this movement here could just be corrective. The hope I still have for you right now is that this hit here back into the golden pocket or down here to the 0.786 level could be enough for us to move upward from here. The targets are still the same. I still expect that Bitcoin could possibly reach 100 to 110,000 US dollars. Ethereum could reach 3.5 to 4K. What we could still achieve might also catapult our XRP up towards $2.70 to about $2.96. These are all price targets that aren't just far-fetched. They are actually still achievable for us. That's why I would continue to have a bullish outlook here, at least for now, unless we are convinced otherwise based on the current situation. Then we also had a few new XRP ETFs. Yes, things actually don't look too bad there either. So if you take a look at the XRP ETF inflows, especially the Canary XRP ETF, it really, really looks good. It's one of the few ETFs on the market that has actually had positive inflows for several days now. That really doesn't look bad at all. Of course, there are days with zero inflow, especially with Grayscale, but otherwise 41 million, 10 million, 80 million, at least when a new one is launched. Altogether, for example, we're at 347 million. It's only because of this XRP ETF, so it's steadily increasing, which in the end is also a good sign to push prices upward. Something else we need to pay a bit of attention to are the funding rates. You know, with XRP, they're always pretty tightly split, but in my opinion, they still have significance. And what we see here is that we were in a positive range the whole time at 0.01%. Now, apart from BitMax, the funding rates have gone down a bit again. That's a positive sign, as it means we're stabilizing a bit for now and could then start our next upward wave in order to pick up our liquidity up here between 272 and 297. What happens after that? So if we zoom out a bit here, we can also see up here this inefficiency from our October 10th crash. It's located exactly in this cluster where I suspect XRP could still move into up here. And to be honest, for me, that's pretty much the end of the line for now. After that, I'm simply bearish. There are just too many signs, especially with the whole Japan situation and everything else. Carry trade, then the labor market, and possibly inflation concerns. We'll be getting a bit more data on that today at 4 o'clock. So please pay a bit of attention to that, because in the end, all of this could escalate further. That's why at the moment, I simply won't go higher than this price range. For me, that's the maximum I'm willing to accept. The targets up there are still sell zones. Those are old sell zones, but I think as things stand now, we won't reach them. Let's pull up the higher level FIP from our top to the bottom. There we can also see, it would be right up here, exactly in the 0.5, or rather the golden pocket, exactly this area that I just mentioned to you where I currently see my maximum. That means it would imply that this whole movement here is possibly corrective in nature, that if we look at it according to Elliott waves, we say, okay, this is the A, this here will be the B, perfectly into the golden pocket, and then we get the C as a sell-off. Just saying, if that's the case, we can also take a look at the bearish price targets. I'm not including the wick here. But that would mean that XRP would drop to between 34 cents and 91 cents at some point in the next few weeks or months. You can already tell 34 cents is exactly the wick we left behind, and the 91 cents are right here in our inefficiency and not far from my break or break decision point. That's the bearish analysis. I have to give it to you, unfortunately, because as I said, the risk is simply increasing that it could actually happen if we get rejected up here. That means up here would be another higher level take profit area for all XRP holders, including myself, of course, and possibly a new short entry as well. But we'll take a look at that when the time comes. Otherwise, I'd say that's it from my side for now. As I said, please pay attention at 4 o'clock. That's when the... Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Where is it? Where is it? Here, economic calendar, at 4 o'clock, the PCE core rate will be released. Please pay very close attention to that. Forecast is 2.9%, 0.2%. If it comes in higher, we've got a problem. Also in terms of the Fed interest rate decision, please keep an eye on it. Otherwise, I'd like to wish you all a great start to the weekend, of course. Have a great time, go to the Christmas markets or do whatever else. And otherwise, we'll hear from each other again in the next video. Thank you very, very much. Feel free to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, otherwise have a great weekend. Until then, ciao, ciao. And as always, stay crazy.